So today, Year 3, what we're going to be looking at is addition and subtraction whilst using our column method. Now, if I show you this number, first of all, it's 372, and we're going to add 16. Now, what you will have noticed is that I've put it in my place value column places. So I've got my ones, my tens and my hundreds. So I've got 2 add 6. What is 2 add 6? It is 8. So I put my 8 there under the ones column. Now I've got 70 add 10. Now we know that that is in the tens column, so 70 add 10 is what? It is 80. So I'm going to put 80 there. Now I've got 300 and I've got nothing here at all. I could put my placeholder there because there's nothing there at all. 300 add 0 is 300, and we know that. We looked at that yesterday. Now let's do a subtraction from yesterday. So I've got 278, and I'm going to subtract, what could I subtract? 62. So I've got 8 subtract 2. 8 subtract 2 is 6. Now I've got 70 subtract 60. 70 subtract 60 is 10. And 200 subtract 0, put my place value holder there. 200 subtract 0 is 200. Fantastic. Now what we're going to look at is something called exchanging. Now, it looks a little bit tricky, but once you've got the hang of it, you'll absolutely smash it, I am certain. Now, if I have this number, and you can write this calculation down with me, so I have 128, and I'm going to add 34. If you could write that down on a piece of paper, you can pause the video if you want, to make sure you've got enough time. Now what we're going to do, we are going to add this number together. Now if we look at the ones column, we've got 8 add 4. Now 8 in our heads, add 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got the number 12. Now if we look at the number 12, we know that it's got 2 ones and 1 10. So we put the 2 there, and we carry that 1 all the way down here, because we don't want to just put it in here straight away, because we've got to add these 10s up as well. So we're just going to put it down there and save it for later, and it's in our heads. Now we're going to add these up. So 20 add 30. What is 20 add 30? If you said 50, absolutely correct, but I'm not going to write 50 there yet, because I've got to think about this one. Now 20 add 30 is 50, and I've got another 10 to add there. So 20 add 30 add 10 is 60. So I'm going to put my 6 there to represent 60. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cross this off here, because I know that I've used it then. Now I'm going to look at my hundreds. I don't have anything here, so I'm going to put my placeholder here. And I've got 100 add 0. 100 add 0 is what? 100. Now, that is an addition. That can be quite simple, but it gets a little bit more tricky when you're subtracting. Now let's have a quick go at subtracting. Now, let's try this number. You can write this down on your paper too. I've got 144, and I am going to subtract 28. You may want to pause the video here so that you can write it down. Right, so as always, you look at the right hand column with the ones in. Now I've got 4 and I'm subtracting 8. Now I can't do that. I can't do that at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to borrow. Now this is exchanging. And I'm going to think, I need to make this number bigger here, bigger than this one, so that I can subtract. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to borrow a 10 from this 40 here. So if I borrow a 10, that 40 changes to a 30, so I'm going to put a 3 there to represent 30. And I'm going to take that 10 that I borrowed and put it next to this 4 there. So it changes from a 4 to a 14. Now this makes it a little bit easier, because if I've got 14 and I'm subtracting 8, what do you think that might make? You can pause the video here and try and work it out yourselves. 14 subtract 8 is 6. If you got that right, big well done from me. Now the next one, it's not a 4, remember? It's not a 40, it's a 3, which represents 30 now. So I've got 30 subtract 20. What is 30 subtract 20? You can pause the video again, have a try. 30 subtract 20 is 10. And then at last I go to my hundreds column and I think there's nothing there, so I'm going to put my 0 there as my placeholder. 100 subtract 0 is 100. I hope that helps a little bit today, Year 3. If there is any problems, just send me a message on Class Dojo and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck!